in one of these things. Where is this? I gotta do this. I gotta do this.
Flint.
Well, that's an old guy's joke, isn't it? Okay. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today because there's so much in the paper, and I read those papers. I don't know why, but actually, I look at it online on the weekends. I'm trying to wean myself off of paper, but it is lots to do, and it tells you. I mean, when I look for big trends, what's going on? You know, where's the wave going? You know, to be on the front of the wave, not to be behind it after it's coming out from the beach. You want to be in the beginning of the wave to ride that sucker. You know, that's the fun thing in life, that you catch the wave as it's going in instead of as it's going out. That's what's happened most of the economy now. The waves already crashed on the beach, yeah, and they're starting to recede. So there's less and less jobs in the old economy and new jobs in the new economy. Sir, from Trinity, Alabama, you get hit with the flood? We're going to talk about the flood too, because I have lots of stuff for the flood people. Man, you know, I told you earlier. So let me make sure that people know about, you know, what I have for flood victims. I have probably the best is in a report called 299 Ways to Keep the Cash Coming In. Okay, now if you go to lesgo.com/tutor, T-U-T-O-R, no, but we have a lot of rain today. Oh, yeah, we do too, maybe. So if you go to lesgo.com/tutor, T-U-T-O-R, and you'll see a report there, a custom report called 299 Ways to Keep Extra Cash Coming In. Now, what I'm doing is giving that for free to flood victims in Texas, okay? So if you know somebody, let them know about that source. And here's the code, so you don't have to pay the $79.95. And really, this is the best research. I mean, I have over, actually, it's way over 299. It's over 300 pages of videos and links and descriptions of how to use all these programs that I found, you know, to help you. And none of them cost any money. These are 300 programs that don't charge a nickel, dollar, penny, whatever. You know, you go on the internet and you're going to just find people want to get money from you. Okay, all these programs that I find don't cost any money to get money, because they're either government grants or internet opportunities where you have to do something that doesn't cost any money from you. Or shared economy, even loans you don't pay back. Now, isn't that great? Somebody gives you a loan and, don't pay it back. That's like my dad. I used to borrow money from my dad. And I'd say, hey, Dad, I want to borrow, $5 or whatever the heck I need. And he's a sweet guy, so he'd give you the money, and I probably never paid him back. I think he knew, I knew, or whatever. So that's what your uncle does, that Uncle Sam. So you got to know about those things too. So go there and put in the code Houston. Okay, so the coupon code at checkout will give you that report for free. We'll send it to you. It takes some time to put it together. Email it to you, and you'll have this huge, report of all the things to follow up on. Oh, you're there, Michelle. You came back. Yes, yes, she came back. She came back. That's terrific. Now I want to make sure I'm on face. How's the audio on? How's the audio on YouTube now? You guys see that okay? I just want to make sure that that's doing well and that works. I want to make sure everything's working. Let's see. Oh, good. It sounds perfect. It is better. Good. Audio is better. Audio is good. Audio is good. Oh, boy. You guys are... I'm working today. You're working today. I got to send you checks. Actually, what I want to do for everybody is send them a coupon, a 50% coupon about my new course I have. I have a new course on paying for cars, and not only cars, but paying for repairs, car repairs, Austria. Daniel, you're from Austria. Boy, well, some of this stuff won't work in Austria, unfortunately. I don't know about the government in Austria. Yeah. And so I'm sorry I don't know about it. But a lot of this stuff is stuff that's on the internet. Shared economy, peer-to-peer stuff. Help, please donate and retweet, please. God bless you, Paul. Send me this stuff. We'll see. And that's that's what I'm giving up. Joan, are you there yet? Are you there, Joan? No, I don't see. Okay. Anyway, so if you go to letsgo.com course, COURSE, and look for the new auto program I have, the course there for automobile, free cars. It's grants to pay for buying a car, fixing up a car, even paying automobile payments. There's a brand new one just put up this morning. So if you use the code CAR SALE, CARSALE, car sale. Well, it's a car sale, so I'm a sale on cars. So letsgo.com/course and car sale. A car sale now, and you'll get 50% off. Finding out all the sources. There's a download an ebook there. There's 17 videos that explains all these things that are there, and that's I have fun just putting these together. And that's why I'm going to do this 25 more years yet. So I got a lot to do and a lot to help. But actually, on the papers today, man, there's things that really tick me off. I'm missing one here. Where is the one? Harvey's victim, Walter. No. Oh, goodness, where is that? Well, anyway, I don't know if you noticed. Oh my goodness. Where is it? But anyway, there are, the financial services industry. That's one thing I think we got to be careful in our society. The financial services, banks, credit card companies, all these people, what they make, they make 25% of all the profits in the United States from businesses come from the financial services industry. So 25%, this is why they rule Washington, they rule the world, everything. They're making so goddamn much money, right? And so 25%. But listen to this, they only have 4% of the workforce. So you have 4% of the workforce are getting 25% of the profits. But listen to this, the workforce isn't getting it. You know that. It's the owners that are getting all that money. That's where the profit goes to, not the workforce. People don't care about the workforce anymore. They just care about the owners. Actually, I'm reading a book now about called Golden Passport, about Harvard Business School. And they're saying that how people come, with idealistic feelings about going in and providing services and products to the community and things like that. And what they have they get the young people like that, and by the time they're out in 2 years, all they worry about is making money for the investors, not the consumers, not the employers. Most of these businesses make more money by firing people than hiring people. So we got a little messed up society now. Do you have any advice on getting away from crooked landlords? Yes! You got to call your attorney general. You got to call your elected official, and also call 211. But here, let's go back to the fat cats here. And now here's a paper today in the business section about Wells Fargo. Okay, Wells Fargo now has cheated 3.5 million people. Wells Fargo, they're the people down on every corner, right? They don't wear a mask. They don't have a gun or anything. But here's what they do. 3.5 million people. That's right. It's amazing. What they were doing is setting up accounts for these people without the people knowing about it. This is obviously, everybody's after making more money. So they'll squeeze the corner of the law or whatever and even pass over it, and through it, or around it, or whatever, to get more money. I mean, nobody's worried about even the workers. Nobody's worried about the customers. How can we make more money? Because that's why the owners and the people who run the businesses, they make money on their stock value, not on how many customers are happy, but what the value of their stock is. So if they're churning out more money for the owners, then the value of the stock goes up. That's right. If they fire a lot of people, that means they're making more money, and they could give it to the owners, and their stock goes up. So the people run the businesses. Most of their income comes from stock options. So they're getting stock options, not a salary like you and I. Even though their salary is like 300% more than the average worker salary, which is, another thing. Well, all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty. But this is today's newspaper, okay? Now, about $3.5 million, 3.5 million people getting screwed by Wells Fargo because they're just setting up accounts for them. So that means every month they're paying something for they didn't even ask for. And that's sort of interesting. But now here, there's another article about this. You should know about this. I mean, this is, to me, the only help for the average person. How are you going to fight Wells Fargo? How the hell are you going? How are you going to fight, the credit cards company? How are you going to fight all these people? You can't. I mean, unless you're going, even if you hire a lawyer and spend $10,000, their lawyers, they have more money to hire God if they want to fight for them. So you can't. It's not a fair fight, right? So you got to get somebody that has some power over these suckers. And to me, the only people is the government, because they can put them out. They have to be registered to be in business. They have laws to follow and everything. So who's going to? Well, the enforcement. That's why everybody complains about regulations. But the people run businesses want less regulations, so they could do more bad stuff to people, especially the 305 million people. So these are the consumer watchdogs that were set up about 7-8 years ago, for the financial services industry. Yes, there are a lot of grants for disabled people. A lot of grants for all kinds of people. You don't have to be disabled. You can be disabled. There's separate grants for disabled, separate grants for non-disabled. I mean, there's over 17,000 grants. And most of the free money, don't call grants. Actually, I call them grants because I know that's in your head. But a lot of this stuff is just called other things. Only 20% of the free money is called grants. So that's why you don't want to use a grant. You're just looking for financial assistance. You don't care if it's on toilet paper or whatever it is. You just need financial assistance. That's what. So this article here shows you about the consumer watchdog in the United States, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This has been set up to help consumers fight the financial services industry. Okay, now here's what they did recently. They got back, and that's right. It's Consumerfinance.gov. You have a problem with anybody, go to that. Okay, now here's what they said. They recently they got $12 billion for 29 million customers in refunds and canceled debt. They got their debt canceled. That's right, because these companies were doing shenanigans. They were screwing around with everything, and just trying to make money and forget about laws and everything else as long as they can make more money, right? Well, they got their hand caught in the cookie jar. And that's right. How are you going to fight these people? How are you going to hire an attorney? You can't. And their attorneys are bigger, and they know how to fight people better than you do. They do it every day, right? And you don't. And they have lawyers lawyers writing all these agreements. That's why everything on the internet, you have to sign for, or you agree with this after 15 pages. You're not going to read any of that stuff, right? And that's not a fair fight anyway, because they have a bank of lawyers writing that stuff, and you have 2 minutes to read it. That's stupid. That's right. To me, a legitimate company doesn't have any of that and just says, I'll give you the money back if you're not happy. And that's what I do, and that's why you have any kind of reason you're not happy, I just give it back. I don't care what the reason is or when it is or whatever. Because it's too hard if you're selling something and you're over enthusiastic about it, whatever. That's too difficult, to explain every if, and, or but. We make decisions too fastly, so if my enthusiasm makes you buy something that you really shouldn't have, fine, take your money back. and that's cool. But, now, okay, back to these things. Consumerfinance.gov. They will fight for you. They handle, like within 15 days, they're down these people's throat. Whoever, messes you over in the financial services industry. And now, actually, what they're trying to do, particularly this new, the Republicans in Congress are trying to get rid of this agency, But looks like they're not going to be able to. Because all the financial service people. Now, actually, the financial service people buy both Republicans and Democrats. They don't care. They're not political. They're money. But I think the Republicans are more sympathetic to non-regulation. So they'll fight any excuse to get rid of any. I mean, they will be glad to get rid of anything for any excuse. Just on getting rid of stuff principle. And that's what they'll do. Get a question for you. I'm looking for free money for my fingerprinting criminal background check business. Yes and no. That's a maybe. And most of that stuff is at the local. This is a fellow who just clicked on or sent a message about money to start a criminal background check business. That's probably going to be a growing business, right? Okay, so now it looks like they're not going to be able to get rid of this agency. And it came up through the Obama administration, so that means everybody on the other side of the aisle hates anything that they do. But see, this agency said that the agency, they concluded, was too popular to pick a public fight with it. See, they're doing too much good for the public. So the public, whatever religion or or political bent you are, all like this, because it's giving the little guy power in the system, and there's more and more little guys in the system than there are big guys. That's why I think regulatory agencies are very important for the little guy, because it gives you more power. How else are you going to fight your insurance company? How else are you going to fight your cable company or whatever? You got a government agency that really could cause a lot of trouble with them, and that's why it's easier to pay you off than to deal with somebody, some big government agency. It's like the IRS. Nobody wants to deal with the IRS. Right? They have all this power to screw up your life, and they send you a bill for $30 or something. Even if they're wrong, you probably just pay it. You just don't want to bother. So big company, you want to get $2,000 back, it's easier for them. Oh, just give them the $2,000. It's not worth it. It costs us $5,000 to talk to the government. So that's what's neat about all this stuff, and that's what you can use too. So you go to Consumerfinance.gov. It shows you how to complain there. There's wonderful stories of how people got their money back. Here they're talking about how people got their loans forgiven. So anybody's messing you over with your loans or anything like that, you have people there to contact. They help you. They've got a lot of good things, even on student loans. Find out about your options on student loans there. You haven't paid for a while or something like that. Go there and find out about those student loans, because that's where you'll get the facts. So anybody who's going to contact you on the internet or phone call or anything like that, anybody on the internet or Fiverr or something like that, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, What am I talking about? Okay, see, I'm an old guy and I forget. That's why you send me an email on letsgofreeradio.com and I don't answer in 2 days. You just beat on me because that means I just forgot. Yes, he did what? Yes, he did forget. Okay, here's another thing that I think is very important. What I've been seeing a lot of data in this last couple of years about, everybody talks about income inequality, and I've seen the data a lot. I follow data, I like data. I think I'm an econometrician by heart or something. I read a lot of books on economics and certainly I'm not, I have an MBA, which means a lot of economics there, but I like that following just to get a big picture of what's going on. So I look at that data about quantifying the income inequality in our country, and there was a big study just a couple of years ago showing that since the recession started like 7 or 8 years ago, and as we climb out of the recession, there are 2 professors out in California that did a wonderful study that showed 90% of that we had since the beginning of the recession till now, or ago, as it takes data to be old, before you can get to use it, that all that growth in the economy, 90% of it went to the top 1%. See, it's somehow the rich people have figured out how to skim it off, So all the growth, so that's why you can't beat up somebody who is, maybe contributing more to society, And so if they're smarter, better, faster, then maybe, they deserve it. So that's why it's hard to just condemn something just because of a philosophy, So we got to really look into that more. I hate to say that all rich people are bad. That's a stupid thing to say. All poor people are dumb. That's another stupid thing to say, You can't talk like that. People do, and they feel comfortable, but I think it's intellectually dishonest, So that's why numbers. Now here's a guy, and I've seen similar numbers to this. I've seen wages being flat for about 30, 40 years now, that wages have been flat. But maybe, I don't know if by itself that's good or not. And what I sort of think income inequality is, if that as a country that we're growing, we're making more income, who's getting that? Because we're all trying to do this together, right? Make the economy better, make the country better, whatever. And so we're all in this together trying to grow, but who's getting the reward? See, and this is data. Now, this is a guy who actually was one of the founders of Amazon, and he's a big 1%er, billions of kind of guy. He also just sold a business for $6 billion to Microsoft. So, he's on the other side of this. But he believes that, we have to be careful of this because, as he says it, and other people have too, about pitchforks. I don't know, the French Revolution, that's what happened when they killed the king or whatever it was and beheaded him. It was, all the poor people weren't getting anything, right? So they stormed the Bastille, with pitchforks because they didn't have an atomic bomb or even guns, and they beheaded the sucker. So that's why rich people are going to be living in a lousy country because everybody's going to hate them. So, but here's some good data. Any type of chat that is hosting a live vlog, any type of chat. Viber on your phone. I know. Okay, so here's data. Can you see this data? I guess the one thing is hard to see in here, the line that's important. Okay, this is real family income. Okay. Okay, no, let's do this one. Okay, this is how we're growing as a country, okay? Something has to, yeah. Okay, the country growing versus wages growing, okay? So how much more money is our country making, and how much are our wages increasing? Okay, most of my life, see, I was born in 1945, 43 actually, down here, it went together. As wages increase at the same amount as our economy increased, okay? From after the war, 1943, I was a war baby. That's what kept my dad out of the military for an extra year, I think, because he had another kid. Me! Okay, so, and then he got his draft papers. He was also a government contractor and making Bermuda shorts for the Army. and then when he got his papers, he was packing all up, ready to go, and then the war was over. So he was fortunate. Okay, so here's what it is. 1945 to about 1975, the economy grew and wages grew at the same amount. Okay, about 1975, the whole ball game changed. Okay, that's when things changed in our country. And what happened? The average wage did not go anywhere. It was bupkis, solid, straight, nowhere, nada. But look at the economy. We kept growing as a country, but the average wage went nowhere. Wow. And like I said, this is a billionaire, who gathered this data, and this is all IRS data. I know it myself. I use it a lot of times. I just didn't put it together in the way he has. So that's interesting. I mean, that really shows, it dramatizes. I mean, the data don't lie. Yeah, well, liars could make up data. But again, it's generally accepted data. So if you have your average wage flat and the whole economy is going up, okay? How are we splitting that pie? Okay, that's what this other graph is. Okay, the bottom 20%, see, now about the same time, 1975, that's the yellow line on the bottom. You probably can't see that too much. But you see, every income, this is the bottom 20, bottom 40, 50%, and then 80% and 95%. See, so, the top 95%, they saw their income growing the fastest. So the rest of us, it's really the top 20% or more, I think, that are doing it, are getting a bigger share of the pie. So is it because that poor people are stupid and they're not contributing as much? I mean, that's why they don't get as much money? Maybe they're stupid because they don't know how to rig the system? Is that what they're stupid about? I don't know. Are they not working as hard? Man, I don't know. Nobody takes vacations in this country. I mean, you go to Europe, everybody gets at least a month off. So, are we not working as hard? What? Who's on the golf course on Wednesday afternoons? The fat cats, right? It's not. It's not the poor people. So who's not contributing more? I mean, that's why, to me, you have to make the argument then, yes, poor people are not as good. And that seems like a stupid argument. Now, who's rigging the system, to do that? I mean, like now, I remember even, I was so upset when the Democrats passed a reform on going bankrupt, and making it harder to go bankrupt. If you're a company, you go bankrupt and just leave everything, right? But if you're personal, now you can't even get rid of your student loans. You can't get rid of your, I forget, but there's so many things you can't, get rid of because somebody making the laws liked it that way. Because if you get rid of student loans that are owned by the rich people, then hey, you got to pay me back. That's, I don't know. I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that, but when you see this, I mean, I just think that the average wage is going nowhere, so the country is growing, but not the average person. So you're screwed. I mean, to me, then why the hell work so hard for somebody who's not going to share? I mean, why would you live with somebody in a personal relationship who doesn't love you? Why? oh, you have to eat or you have to survive. I mean, I guess there's certain things like that, that you do, and you put up with that nonsense. But I think what the rich people are is just going to make life miserable for themselves. Nobody wants to work for them. I mean, I don't want to play like that. You got to take your marbles and start another game. And that's why I think the Consumer Protection Finance Agency, that's Consumerfinance.gov. Any financial services industry that you have problems with, you go there. They have a great complaint system. And then also go to your state capital. You call 211 where you are. Say, who regulates your mortgage broker, if you want. Do it to them first, too. And then say, who regulates the mortgage broker? And then you go after that agency. And you file a complaint. Because the more complaints they have, the more they're going to get pressure from a government agency. And the government agency, because of the laws, they know their laws and has the power to put them out of business like nobody else. Just like the IRS has the power to take stuff from you, right? So you don't want to mess with it, kind of thing. So that's, anyway. But that's why I think, all the stuff that goes on in the world, that I think that the bottom line to all this is you better start having fun. And see, that's what I think. There's so many more ways now to at least make a living. So you're not going to be a gazillionaire. But wouldn't it be nice? Consumerfinance.gov. Yeah, that's right, Simone. It wouldn't be nice to just have a nice living, but not be involved. Everybody hates their job too. They already hate their job. So how many more people are going to hate their job? This is why I think they hate their jobs, because nobody cares. Everybody at the job hates you. The people running the jobs don't like you. They're not paying you and accordingly to what they're making. So they're trying to encourage you. Oh, let's do a better job here. Yes, so make me more money. Screw. Why do you want to do that? I mean, it's obviously not everybody. Every company is like that, but apparently enough are, or the averages wouldn't say that. And it seems that the politics, both sides of the aisle work for these people. That's where they get all their money from, is to do these things. So there's very little difference, and that's it's a little bit of hope that maybe Trump was different, but it doesn't look like it, does it? I don't know if he's smart enough to be different. Let's see. Okay, where are we now? What else did I promise you? Oh, $25,000. Isn't that amazing? A grant for $25,000 to help you with any problems you have with your mortgage. Who would have thought there is something like that? Okay. And this is actually on reverse mortgages. It's really for older people thinking about getting out of their mortgage in a way that they get extra money and they don't, they get money for the rest of their life. It's sort of a reverse mortgage. Now, this thing is not good for everybody. And that's why what you want to do is call one of these mortgage counselors. And see, this thing is so popular because the government now gave money to people who want a reverse mortgage, but they're behind on their payments or something like that, or taxes and everything. So the government will give you a $25,000 grant to bring you up to speed so you can get this reverse mortgage. If Daniel Self is still here, hello. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so here's what, if you're thinking about a reverse mortgage or somebody else, you call this phone number, 800-569-4287. 800-569-4287. Okay, now, and they'll hook you up with a free reverse mortgage counselor where you live. Okay, and that's a reverse mortgage counselor. They'll never sell you anything. They're getting grant money to help you understand what's involved in a reverse mortgage. It's complicated, and that's why these salesmen, they know all the buttons to push on you, so to make sure you buy one of these suckers, but you don't, before you talk to them, you have to talk to these people because they're not selling you anything, and you have to know, like I say, you're not armed well enough to talk to the salesman selling you a mortgage, but you are armed well enough to talk to these people who are there to educate you before you talk to a salesman. So that's like going to training camp, okay? Because that's what we need, man. We can't deal with sharks out there because they're too good at it. They practice this every day. And you're going to just do this one time in your life. You're not equipped to handle it. So go into training. Call 800-569-4287. 800-569-4287. See, a lot of states have money. It's like if you go to keepyourhomecalifornia.org, keepyourhomecalifornia.org, and you'll see their reverse mortgage assistance program, up to $25,000. Other states have similar programs with different amounts of money, but it's also to pay for reverse mortgages. And it's grant money that you don't have to pay back. So that's important to know about that. Wow, well, that was a little soapboxy, wasn't it, today? Next time I talk to you, I'll probably be down in the condominium. My wife and I have a condominium down Washington, D.C., and I'll probably be there. So I'll talk to you in a day or two. Okay, a couple things. You have friends out in Texas. Tell them to go to lesgo.com/ if someone has an SBA loan for 10 years and he's still not paid back because of the payments, can I get? You may be able to. You know, what to do, SBA loan, you haven't made payments in tech. Call them. Contact that Consumerfinance.gov. Okay, another thing is to call your elected official. I have a database too. By the way, at Consumerfinance.gov, they have a database of all the complaints against agencies. And I have that database on my database, which is bigdatalesco.com. And you can see how bad your bank is because all the complaints are there. And they have it on their site too, Consumerfinance.gov. But I would start there. And also your HUD counselor. If you have problems with an SBA, actually for an SBA debt, I would go with your Small Business Development Center where you are. If you Google Small Business Development Center and the name of your county, you'll find it there. You get a free appointment. All their counseling is free. They help a very good friend of mine, with debt she had on her business. It was terrible. This guy was terrific. Straightened it all up in a nice way, was so knowledgeable about everything, and doesn't charge a penny. So you want to do that first. Okay, so back to anybody in Texas. Lesgo.com/tutor, Tutor, and you'll see the $2.99 report there. I'm sending it free to people who are caught in the hurricane there and have to rebuild their lives, because these are 299 sources of grants and other free money that you could help keep the cash coming in as you're recovering. And you use the code, product code Houston, we have a problem, or Houston has the problem, but the code is Houston. Put it in there and you get it absolutely free, so you don't have to pay the $79 that it does. And I do the customized research. It's the best research I've ever done. I have a person who signed up for a credit repair and she called them and she didn't need the services they kept. Yeah, see, okay, yeah, right. These credit repair companies, before you do any of those, you go to HUD counseling, or if it's a business, you go to a Small Business Development Center in your area, you call everywhere. Don't just call one, call lots. You never know who the hell's better. You call Consumerfinance.gov. Okay, so now we have. And also 50% off on getting free cars and grants to fix up your car and even pay payments and all this kind of stuff. Just finished that report. It's about 100 pages, but it's 14 videos. It's a course on Udemy. But if you go to lesgo.com/course, COURSE, and when you get there, you put in, what did I call have free cars? A car sale, CARSALE, okay? And I think that's in the headline of today's topic. Car sale, get you 50% off. So instead of $20, it's only $10. And you learn all this stuff, and you can see a brand new car. And see, these are all nonprofit organizations, government programs, stuff like that, that the average person doesn't know about it. And I also put in peer-to-peer loans in there because that's a great place, for getting money. That's cheaper, better, faster than anywhere else, and nicer people too. Okay, guys, thank you for putting up with me. And okay, a friend is looking to change careers to medical coding. Any ideas or resources in Arizona? Yes, I have if you go to letsgo.com /course, COURSE, I have a step-by-step program there that shows you how to find the training programs to change your career. That are free, they cost you nothing, all the programs where you live. And that's a step-by-step course in there. And it's all videos and links and everything right there. I mean, Udemy does a nice product for me. And so that's what I would suggest, but I'm biased. If you don't want to spend any money, then start with your local career one-stop center. That's a place you have to start with. Don't go to any for-profit school or university. No for-profit schools or university before you check everything else in the world. Okay, and you're sure about it, okay? Because they're too good at selling too. You don't have a chance with them. Okay, any other quickies I could do before I get out of here and do some real work? Actually, I have to do a phone call. Help somebody on the phone, and if you want me to help you like that, it's letsgo.com/talk. TALK, let's talk. You want to talk? So let's talk, okay? I'll be back soon, though. Sign up on YouTube to find out about the next, to get notified when I'm due. Where's disability help? Thanks for wisdom. Disability.gov, I think, is a good starting place. But don't look for disability. Look for income and then see within that where the disability programs are. If you're just looking for disability, then you're thinking that's only a sliver of what's available to you. And sure, because it's not available to people without a disability, so you want to do that. But to me, what I think, you put on blinders and you miss too much else. You're just looking for financial assistance to live on. So you go to your county, you go to your state, you call 211, you go to your elected official, you go all these sources and trying to figure it out. Hey, I'm struggling. I need financial assistance to live on, okay? So that's what you need. I have a disability, okay? Hi, Joe. Thanks for showing up. You and I always show up, don't we? That's the name of the game, I think, in life is just showing up and doing it. Doesn't matter how good you are. Look at the people that run stuff. They're nuts. I have a nonprofit. Meet some money. Yes. Lots of places. Every state capital has money for nonprofits, and they have special offices that help nonprofits. And there's database that you go to your library and ask them for to use the. There's two databases there. GuideStar and also the Foundation Center. That has all the foundations. So in addition to government money, there's also foundations, these other big nonprofits that give money to little nonprofits. So if you're a little nonprofit, you want to know where the big nonprofits are, okay? And that's where they are. Okay, guys, I got to run. Thanks.